Hi guys, Jixie here for another Jixie Diary. Today I'm not going to be doing a magical video. Kind of just want to have one of those kind of be real sessions with you, which occasionally happens. Kind of been having a bit of a philosophical time recently, and wanted to share a few of my thoughts with you. So, my journey, especially over the past year or so, has been quite a long one, and during that time I've kind of discovered a lot of things about myself that I really wanted to share with you, and things that I wish I'd learned earlier is basically going to be the title of this list that I wrote, things I wish that I'd discovered about myself earlier, and about sort of people in general, things in general. And really, I thought I'd just go through this list and kind of explain why it is that I think this, and really hope that you can get something out of it. Okay, so this is the list of things I wish I had learned earlier. Okay, so yeah, I really hope you can get something out of this. Or if you can't get anything out of it for yourself in your own life, at least maybe you'll understand me a little bit more. The first thing is good friends can make bad situations good. And I kind of love this. This is something that I really discovered recently. I was going to a retreat in Scotland, and I missed the train and ended up not going because of it. And I felt pretty awful because I was looking forward to it. And so I was kind of, I'd sort of cleared the whole weekend and made sure that nothing else was going to happen over the weekend. And then sort of after having now realised that I'm not going to be able to go, realised that I had this yawning sort of open weekend, that I had nothing to do, for at least 3 days, where I was just going to be kind of not doing anything and, alone with my dogs in my house. And I love my dogs, obviously, but, the concept of just kind of drifting about my house kind of made me a bit forlorn, a bit miserable. So I kind of had, I sort of confided my feelings in a few friends, a diva who you've seen, and some family members, and sort of slowly managed to get some really lovely things together for over the weekend. I had a beautiful meal with my family, which I love. I really enjoyed myself, and then I went out with the diva a bit later on, and I had things to look forward to because I confided how I was feeling in friends, and, so even though I'd started the weekend thinking, oh, it's going to be so miserable, it actually turned out to be not the worst weekend I've ever had. It was okay. And so I really believe it's been such a long time since I've had really good friends. And I've had some really shockingly awful friends in my past, in my time. But I finally managed to get some really good ones who made what would have been an awful weekend into something really special. That's the first thing. And number two is acceptance by those that matter is important. What this really should be is acceptance by those who don't matter isn't important. In other words, who you are is who you are, and you should be proud of that. And if the people that surround you don't accept you, then those people shouldn't matter. Like, the people that do matter will accept you for who you are, and the people that don't accept you don't matter. And that can be even if those are family members. Like, they could be family members who just don't accept you and who are always trying to change you. Those people shouldn't matter, because you will never change their mind. You will never make them accept you. You will never, you won't change. But, sometimes it can be where friends accept you more than family does, and accept you for who you are unquestioningly, unconditionally. I mean, this has happened in I've got some family members who I love and who do accept me, and even though they don't necessarily understand me, are definitely trying to accept me. But then there are some members of my family who just don't, and blatantly and plainly just want me to be something else. And I used to try or at least try to change to be what I thought that they wanted, and then realize that that was completely and utterly ridiculous. You shouldn't, and you can't, and you shouldn't change to fit someone else's ideal of what you should be. And the people that really matter in your life will accept you for who you are, and the people that don't, well, let them be. Just let them do what they want to do. You know, like, you're never going to change their mind. And it's taken me a lot of heartbreak and a lot of tears to realise that. You know, like, why is that some family members don't accept you, and you can pull your hair out and wish you were different, but, you know, all that's going to do is make you hate yourself. It made me hate myself. And so just be true to yourself. I know that's something that people say all the time, you know, and it's thrown about such a lot. Be true to yourself. But it really is important. I really hope, I wish that I'd learned that sooner, a lot sooner. Anyway, number 3. If someone only adds negativity to your life and no positivity, then they shouldn't be in your life. Yeah, this is a motto that is really, really close to my heart, because you can kind of have people in your life, and when you think about it, all they really do is add negativity, and they don't add any positives at all. And again, this can be a family member, or it can be friends, but like, or if you realize, if you look at someone and think, there are very few positives to this relationship, most of it is negatives, then as painful as it is, then they shouldn't be in your life. You should, I mean, I shouldn't tell you what to do, but I'm just kind of saying that, you know, there are a few people in my life where I pick up the phone to them and I think, oh God, no, they're calling me. And it's, you know, and then I had to sort of stop and realise, if it's the point, if it gets to the point where every single time I pick up the phone I feel dread, then surely that's not a good thing. You know, if they're in your life, surely you should want to hear from them. If you don't, then why are they in your life? Why are they part of your life? It's a question you need to ask yourself. It's a question I ask myself, and I've been routinely shedding people from my life that are no. I mean, the thing is, friends can start off, like, I've had friends in the past that have started off, and we've been very, very good for each other, and then that sort of relationship has quickly decayed. You know, there's a time for everything, I suppose. You know, like, friendships have their time, have their uses, and, you know, you can be good for each other while that lasts, and then sometimes you can outgrow each other, and then the friendship only becomes kind of bad for you both. So, you know, think about it, really, really think about it, because obviously you can't, and I don't encourage you to just drop people and then pick them up again and drop them and pick them. I've had that done to me, and it's horrible and it hurts. So, you know, think about it, really think about it. If someone is part of your life and is actually doing something good for your life, and there are positives to the relationship, that, you know, more positives than negatives, and if you really, after having thought about it, feel that there just is more negatives than positives, then you should really think about possibly not having them in your life. I understand that there are, obviously, if you're a little bit younger, and if it's a family member, you might not have any choice in the matter. But if it comes to a friend, then you have choice over that. So, think about it. Number 4. You can think you can escape something by putting it off until tomorrow, but tomorrow comes eventually. This is a big one for me. In my youth, I used to put things off. Like, for example, I will tell you a little story here. Health is important. It's a really, really important thing. And my naivety and stupidity has affected my health. For example, I've told you about my medication. I have hypopituitarism, septal-optic dysplasia, and because of that I have to have hormone replacement medication. One of the, or 2 types of medication that I have, I was told that I had to be on it for, you know, all of my life, because it would help with bone density, which is incredibly important. However, one of the medications let's just say both of the medications I didn't like taking for certain reasons. Well, one of them was because it was a needle and I was afraid of needles, so I stopped taking it because I didn't want to inject myself. And the other one I didn't want to take because it had sort of a bad side effect. However, and at the time I was like, yay, I never have to have them again. And I stopped taking them. And then, of course, lo and behold, 10 years later, I can barely walk places, basically. I can't even sometimes walk around to the corner shops. I can barely walk into the kitchen some days to go and wash up. That's how bad it's gotten. And it's my own fault. I have no one else to blame but myself. So, in conclusion, don't be idiotic like me. If your doctor prescribes you with medication that is going to help you, even if it's like something that really, really sucks and you have to take it anyway, please just take it. Because tomorrow will always come. You may think, oh, I'll deal with that. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Whatever. Tomorrow always, always, always comes. And you are left with the upshot of those stupid decisions. You are left with the consequences of those decisions. I can't even press the issue enough, guys. Tomorrow always comes, okay? It always does. So don't make stupid decisions today that might become an even stupider thing in the future. Number 5, if someone puts you down to make themselves feel better, then they are not true friends. I had a friend like this, and she would look in the mirror and she'd be like, oh, I'm so beautiful. I've got bigger boobies than you. I'm skinnier than you. I'm blonder than you. Aren't I pretty? Aren't I gorgeous? And, would constantly put me down. Every time I buy a new outfit, she'd say, oh, that's an old lady's outfit. And would make me just feel awful all of the time. She wasn't a true friend. She wasn't a true friend at all. True friends. I have friends, and they obviously will, give their honest opinion. Like, if they think that I look ridiculous in something, they'll say it. But you know that when they say something, they mean it. Like, if they tell me, oh, that really looks awful on you, then I know that a diva, for example, I know, I've been shopping with her, and she, if something sucks and I look stupid, she'll say, that doesn't look good. But if I look amazing in something, she'll say, oh, I really like your outfit, it's great. True friends should care for each other, not want to put each other down to make themselves feel better. And that's a lesson that I've learned quite painfully, and it really wrecks your confidence. Don't put up with that. Number 6 is, if you don't love you, then how can you expect anyone else to? That's a difficult one. And I know that sounds kind of like really harsh, but if you're this like pitiful little thing that slopes around like this, with their head down and, like as if they're a kicked little puppy dog because they don't love themselves, no one's going to kind of look at that person. And the thing is, you might attract someone that, you might end up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend if you're a guy. You might, but they would be with you for the wrong reasons, because those sorts of people I guess I'm generalizing here, but in my experience, the people that go out with those types of people, the kicked puppy dog type people, the ones that don't have a lot of self-confidence, they're doing it for the wrong reasons. They're doing it, mainly to make themselves feel better, because either, they'll do it because they kind of like the idea of being someone. They'll do it to basically boost their own self-esteem, because they'll think, well, compared to her, I look fabulous, or they'll do it because they like the idea of kicking someone when they're down. They don't. If you want to go out with someone healthy, have a healthy relationship, you need to learn to love you first. And it's a slow process. Believe me, it's taken me over a year to get to the point where you guys know, right? Confidence is a hard thing to get. It's not something that happens overnight. When I first started this channel, I couldn't even show you guys my real face. I would look at my earlier episodes, I would hold the phone in front of the screen with my IMVU character avatar, and that's all you'd see of me, and you just hear my voice. I thought I was that ugly. And now I'm sat in front of you, and I would have never thought over a year ago, well, possibly a little bit over a year ago, a year and a half ago, let's just say, I would never have thought that was possible. I would never thought that I would have the confidence to sit in front of the screen and just, face you guys and talk about this with you. It's a hard process. You have to kind of really search for it. It's a hard-fought battle, but you can do it. I believe in you. But yeah, no, I mean, the people that, you really can't kind of expect someone to go out with you and realise how beautiful you are if you don't realise it yourself. And that's a harsh kind of truth, and I'm really sorry, guys, but, yeah, it's the truth. But the good thing is that you're not alone. If you are sat there feeling really, really, not confident and as I've said, I kicked a little puppy dog, you're not alone. You have me. I've been through that journey. I've, kind of gone through. I'm still not at the end of my journey. There are still times when I feel kind of shy and like a wilting flower. I'm not at the end of it. I can't say that I am. I'm on that journey, let's just say. And I'm sure there are many people in the comment section, on Amino, in Twitter, that have the same problems that you have, and you're not alone. We're not alone. So this sounded very preachy. I'm very sorry, guys. I just really wanted to share my thoughts with you. Number 7 is money doesn't buy happiness. This is true. Yeah, money doesn't buy friends. Money doesn't buy health. It can help with it. You can get the best private doctors in the world, but it doesn't get you everything. And sometimes it can make you lonelier because you don't know if the people that you are with, if your friends are with you because they love you as friends, or if they kind of like standing in your reflected money golden light. If you, this doesn't happen with any friends that I've got now, but it has happened, where they kind of like you buying them things, and you can be generous with people because you want to treat them. I've been generous with people in the past. I wanted to buy things for them that I want to make them happy. I want to make them smile. But that is either become a situation where they take advantage or become a resentment thing. It doesn't buy happiness. It sometimes can make you even lonelier. You can have money and be extremely happy, but money isn't everything. Money isn't, for example, the first story that I told you, about my retreat that I was going to go on a few weeks ago. Money wouldn't have made my weekend better. I guess I could go on Amazon and click buy like 17 times, buy 17 things, but I still would feel awful. I'd still feel really awful. True friends is what made that weekend better. So this is a lesson that I've learned really quite well, I think. Number 8. This is a lesson that I've learned over this last year. Is being fat is okay. I'm not skinny. I'm okay with that. I'm a size 16 in UK sizes. Wow, that took a lot to say, because for so long a certain family member made me feel so ashamed of being fat. She would say things to me like, "You look like an apple with skinny arms and legs sticking out. You're so fat. You eat so much. You just look really round. You look so porky," and say horrible things to me. And I would feel awful about myself, and I would look in the mirror and think, God, you're so fat and so ugly. I need to lose weight. But the thing is, and I guess, take this as an excuse or what, I don't know. The thing is, it's I could eat a lot better than I do, but I don't eat too badly. I eat salads sometimes, quite a bit. Yeah, no, I eat healthily. I've got vegetables in my fridge. It's not like I live off burgers and chips and stuff. I could eat less chocolate. I probably could, but also I know that I'm on medication that also kind of packs on the pounds because of my hormone replacement medication that I have, that it kind of packs on the pounds too. So, it's a half and half situation. Yeah, I could eat better. Shut up. Yeah, I could eat better, but I could eat a lot worse, and, part of it isn't, my fault, because I have to take the medication that I take. Well, I used to be a lot skinnier, back just a year ago, I suppose, before I started this new medication that I'm on to try and combat the osteoporosis that I have, to try and make me walk further, and everything. I was a lot skinnier. I started taking this medication and I packed on the pounds over this year because, I sort of realised to myself, which would I rather be? A little bit heavier or have osteoporosis to the point where I can barely walk? Had to make a decision there. Yeah, I definitely could eat less chocolate. I could. But where's the fun in that? So yeah, being fat is okay, whether it's your fault or, I wouldn't say that it's okay to be, at least in my opinion, I couldn't imagine being massively fat. Like where you see pictures of people, who are so fat that they can't even squeeze out their door. That's a little excessive, peeps. But, being a little bit rounder is okay. And you shouldn't let anyone make you feel ashamed of that. Like, you shouldn't let anyone make you feel ashamed of that. You should be who you want to be. That's what I think. Number 9. This is a difficult one as well. Being disabled does not mean you are broken. I have kind of family members that, well, family. Yeah, that's a difficult situation. That's a difficult conversation to have. My family's opinion of my disability is mixed, really. There are some members who are completely overprotective, and there are some members who would like to shove my disability under the rug like it doesn't exist. It's over there, I can't see it. For example, my lovely father, is of the opinion that I shouldn't use my cane. I've shown you my canes, obviously. I shouldn't use my cane because if I use it, it's attention seeking. Okay. No, it's mainly so that I don't fall A over T, which I've done quite a few times. Yeah, I'll tell you more about that I think I have told you a few stories of me going A over T, but yeah, it happens quite a bit. I hurt myself, like, so many times during the day, it's untrue. Even right now, I've got a bruised hip, a cut foot. In fact, I've cut my feet in multiple places where I've scratched, stubbed my toe, bent, cramped. I've hurt my foot in many different ways. I get hurt quite a bit. I'm not only clumsy, but can't see anything. So it's not an attention-seeking thing. I don't do things for attention, because the thing is, it wouldn't be for good attention, would it? It would be for bad attention. It's not like anyone's going to sort of be like, wow, you used a cane. Well done on that one. Woo! It would just kind of, at least in my family, I think it would cause bad attention. So what's the point in causing bad attention? If you're going to cause attention, you should be a good thing. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. But I don't consider myself to be broken. I just consider myself to be imperfect, I suppose, as we all are, right? I might be rambling a little bit here. Sorry, guys. The 10th thing, and this is kind of a this is kind of, yeah, I'm just going to say it. You can take from it what you like. Don't look to others to make others responsible for your own self-esteem. Now, I can't remember what I was specifically thinking about when I wrote that. I think just kind of don't make others responsible for your lack of confidence. Like, yes, others might cause it, but you can choose whether you let it affect you. Like, I mean, people, I guess what I mean by that is people can put you down, but you get to choose whether you let them, whether you kind of fight against it, or in the case of me, with this specific person in my life, cut them out of your life altogether because they can routinely completely shred your confidence and your self-esteem. I'm so grateful that I have you guys, because, you know, when I think about how low my self-esteem was over a year ago when I first started this channel, and how much it's improved, and how wonderful you guys have been. And it's not been all perfect. I've had more than my, well, not more than my share, but I've had a few people saying, Jixie Dye, you are kind of, you're telling lies to gullible, vulnerable children. Not that you guys are children. I don't think you're children. You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I suppose some of you are quite young, I know that, but you are capable of thinking for yourselves. That's why I did this kind of thing, because you are capable of thinking for yourselves. You are capable of taking from this what you can, and you know, you're going to learn your own lessons, and you have brains, so, you know. Anyway, the point is, you know, yeah, I've had people saying, you know, sort of things about me, accusing me of things, but I've received such love and warmth from this comment section, and Amino, and Twitter, from notable people such as Jinx, and Suki, and Aiki, and Yashi. You know, you guys have been so lovely. A few people in the comment section have been lovely. Although I did completely dissect someone in the comment section the other day. I'm very sorry about that. I cannot remember what your name is. I'm very sorry. I'm really rubbish at remembering names. I dissected somebody who I sort of thought was accusing me of making everything up, and who was accusing me of having less than honourable intentions with you guys, and they weren't. They were just kind of making an observation, and I guess it can be a little bit touchy about that, but well, I apologise. Anyway, I apologise about that. But anyway, that was kind of the list of 10 things that I wish I'd learned earlier, and some stories behind why I thought that, and why I feel that, and why I wrote that. I really hope that you managed to get something out of it. So this was me kind of just being real with you guys, and I really like these sort of videos where I can sit down and talk to you about kind of what's going on in my innermost thoughts. Well, not my innermost thoughts, but, you know, my inner thoughts, and kind of let you guys see the me that doesn't talk about fairies. And I mean, obviously, yeah, there's a certain amount of realness in my disability chats. Well, there's a lot of realness about it, yeah, but it's mainly subject. It's not just me sitting down with you and being, like, just completely open with you. Anyway, but I really hope that you like these chats, and I'm going to say peace, and hopefully I will be doing another magical video. What's going on here? Hopefully I will be doing another magical video soon. I've got a few interesting ideas, so stay tuned for that. And I did have it on the button, it's gone now. Right guys, peace.